Okay, so we have game one here of the Hidden Cup 4 qualifiers, the final one of the round of 32 between Fire in the red as Celts and Nicov in the blue as Tatars. Not common picks so far in this tournament on Arabia. Nicov had Chinese in his draft, so I was surprised not to see that. Fire, he had a lot of options, and Celts was his last pick. I'm a bit surprised to see Celts selected there over the likes of Franks or Malians, or especially to use on Arabia. I thought that would be picked for a different map where he had some sort of plan for them. But we shall see. Okay, so looking at maps, Nicov we can see has this area enclosed by these woodlines. Fairly easy wall-offs. It will leave all of his woodlines rangeable, but I think he'll go for that. It seems easy wall-offs for him. The other option would be to wall to the edge, but that feels a long way and it's going to be a bit harder to come and reinforce. So yeah, I expect to enclose within that circle. His berries will be exposed as well, but they are kind of around the side, and the gold can be secured by looping out in front. Over at Fire's base, similar story. His gold is a little bit exposed at the front, but again, a wall off in front of it. Might even build his production buildings over this side. Easy wall off to the right. I blame my bloody chicken. JBR voice is too charming for my poor old heart. I'm sorry, Gianni. I'll try and tone down the charm. So Fire should wall off here, I expect. He secures himself a really nice woodline at the back of his base. He might not have seen the woodline to the left there, so instead it might be a wall off to the side of the map. But either way, that should work quite nicely. He's already starting the process with a house at the front. Can't decide whether that leaves a hole or not. So he's taking the first one, and we now... Yeah, it does leave a hole. And this villager is exposed. Fire's already there with his scout. And that's now really awkward for... sorry, Nikov's there with his scout, and that's now awkward for Fire to get that house completed. So instead, he's rushing one down closer, researching loom. Otherwise, he would have been housed and couldn't have built another villager. So it just means that his TC wasn't idle. He gets the house completed now with the loom just about to come in. And over at Nikov's base, Fire was lurking, ready to try and lame the boar villager, but fails in that. Nicov going for a pre-mill drush. So generally speaking, in your build orders, you'd be going to berries now. But instead you can use that wood to go for a barracks, take the boar a little bit earlier so you get that extra food income, or faster food income, so that you can afford to produce militia alongside villagers. He's out now collecting the 10 extra gold, so that can afford him his 3 militia. And it could well be that we see a Drush FC here for Nicov. So he'll use the militia just to buy himself time. That's a weird place for a barracks, but yeah, just to give himself a bit of time to wall up around his base, securing his resources, and then be able to go a bit longer and click up. So he's dropping the house now, so still has flexibility. Could go for some archers and feudal. So we'll see how that progresses. Fire with his barracks all the way out here. I get the production in front of his gold, but could have had it this side. Prediction. I'm really torn here. I think Nicov is a better player, but Nicov hasn't been in very good form and hasn't been as active of late. So I'm interested to see how Fire does. So Fire is looking like going for man-at-arms here. Gets the quick walls down. Nikov's Drush is walled out. It's really simple way to wall out a Drush, and something that I need to do more myself. I'm really bad against the Drush, but this is easy. Fire, recognizing that a Drush was coming, just a couple of palisades, couple of palisades, couple of palisades. Everything was walled in safely. He's going to have to repair that. He is making militia, so it will be man-at-arms because he's got 2 on gold already. So he'll just keep the mill up with some repairs, and then he'll use... Yeah, he's going forward, so he'll probably add a range, and then a couple of archers clean this up quite nicely. And he's going to use the militia to go counter-attack. Fire has gone to gold already. Nicov has gone to gold already. So this is looking like he's going to follow up with some archers of his own rather than a fast castle. 23 villagers is a little bit too soon for a fast castle. Might have been able to do it once upon a time with the extra sheep the Tatars got, but not anymore. Nicov walling into his TC, so that it means that the militia have to run all the way around, can't dive past there, otherwise they take extra damage. I judged someone in rank today and they made like 10 militia to counter. If they're Goths, that's good value. So we do have an archery range for Fire. Nicov up at similar sort of time. We do have man-at-arms in for Fire as well. Nicov hasn't quick walled, so he'll probably manage to get those villagers back to the TC. But these are Celt man-at-arms, so they are much faster than normal man-at-arms. So we'll be looking to try and chase down anything exposed. I honestly wouldn't mind Nicov getting the man-at-arms upgrade either. He's got full HP on all of them. I think it would make a lot of sense, personally. There is a weak palisade there that wasn't completed. Nicov recognises that. He's already building it. And so Nicov... Yeah, okay, so it was sensible not to, because it means he'd know that there was a range out. I was completely wrong in my statement. Yeah, sensible for Nicov not to, because the timing meant that there was almost certainly going to be an archery range up. He doesn't want to invest into men-at-arms when they can't get any damage. Similarly, he could just sit there and wait for this berry bush to finish, so that Nicov can't wall behind. But he's just going to pull the men-at-arms away for now. Maybe keep hold of them until there's some skirmishers out ready to counter them. Hey, Pikita. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so Fire with fletching on the way. Same for Nicov. And Nicov already walling in that gap. Fire's here, forward here with an archer and a couple of skirmishers. Still got his men-at-arms around. Hardly taking any damage on the men-at-arms. 6 damage in total. Some lovely features from Capture Age. And there was we normally say over chop, over harvest on the berries, over pick. But there's just the one archer there now. And he'll just keep microing backwards and forwards to the TC. And Fire's going back out to the berries. And I think he might even turn around and fight that, should the need arise. Fire using his man-at-arms to take down the spearman, and Nicov running away as the space cleans up around the back. Okay, so it's a second range coming up for Fire, for Nicov. Only one for Fire still. Fire still investing into archers. Where does Nicov go with this army now? Nicov is recognizing that his gold is exposed on the front there, and adding a tower onto his gold just to keep it safe. I think a preemptive tower like that is something underused at slightly lower levels. Hey Masu, how are you this evening? Or this afternoon for you, I suppose. Okay, so there is 2 ranges now for fire. And now fire dives out with his men at arms. There's enough archers here that they will get taken down. Pretty good that Nicov has fire. Big match. Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't planning to cast tonight, but then I suddenly thought about it, and I've got some other streaming stuff to do a bit later on. So I decided I wanted to jump on for this because it's, as you say, a big match. Okay, so lots of skirmishes out now for fire. Separates his archers away just to maintain the mass. Nicov much less invested into skirmishers, so has to pull away for now. Only 2 as to the 5. You didn't see it, but I was nodding my head. Cheers, Masu. Fire looping round with the archers. He's going to come sit on the wood line, I expect. Or is he going to try and dive round? And that's the archers. Yeah, so the archers from Nicov are going to go forward. Militia from Nicov as well. Just catching one of the villagers walling up. And fire managed to pick off the villager of Nicov walling up. These two are playing very, very similar. What's he making? More skirmishers being added. So army here just protecting the walling villager. And fire sees the archers coming in, and now there's some skirmishers. He could consider diving out here. He has armor, Nicov doesn't. And exactly that, he realizes that he's in a good position, although Nicov picks off a villager. The skirmishers from Nicov kept at home, so that both players playing very, very similarly. Skirmishers kept at home for defense, archers going forward for attack, and Nicov is first up. Fire will probably have enough about the time wheelbarrow completes. Might have to garrison. Yeah, he's looking comfortable. Maybe a little bit of idle time there. A minute of idle time for both players on their TCs. And we've got a 3rd range coming up for Nicov. 10 on gold. Couple more, that could be CA play. He is still producing archers, so it'll probably be archers into crossbow for the time being. And fire does manage to click up. Got a fight here. Skirmishers could have made the difference there for fire, but now Nikov's skirmishers are going to be there as well. Nicov just walling this gap so that any attempt to dive through, and fire has to go past the tower. So he's not going to be prepared to make that exchange of HP. He's got a sizable army at home. He's invested more into skirmishers than archers, which explains the difference in uptimes. Although he's going to catch this army coming forward, with the number of skirmishers he's got there, that could be very bad for Nicov. But for whatever reason, doesn't manage to pick any. Coming in with more as well.
Salam.
Pick up the villager. Oh. Okay, Nicov does get up. Crossbow and Bodkin on the way. Fire would probably be better off retreating for the time being. Wait for his own upgrades. Looks like he's going to have enough resources for elite skirm first. Okay, makes sense. He's got more skirmishers than archers, so And instant university. Siege workshop for fire. Nicov. Nicov going up to stone. It's because he built the tower. He needs stone to drop more TCs. Okay, the crossbow's going to catch this little army. Might get 1 or 2 picks here. Nope. Firing across the army just makes it a little bit harder to hit your target. And now we have crossbow coming in. Fire, splitting his army. Little bit of mismanagement there. Loses 3 archers unnecessarily, but takes 3 crossbows as well. And forces this army back. And it's going to be second TC straight away for fire. Nicov just heading home with everything for the time being. Got a siege workshop and a mangonel on the way. And is Nicov trying to jump in with those? No, he's going to lose a couple of crossbows. Fire. Does he see the mangonel? He doesn't. But the mangonel missed. Hits that time. That's a good connection. And managed to get another one that was fleeing. Masu, thank you very much for the sub.
Clean up on aisle fire kappa.
Yeah, Masu, thank you very much for the sub. Really appreciate it. So we got the crossbows and skirms on the way back in. Managed to pick 1 off. 2. That's some good value. He already has ballistics in, and it's open, so we can run straight in. But there's a mangonel. With a better attack ground for Nicov, that could have been disastrous for fire. Does he know about the stone? Is he going to go there by chance? No, he is going to come and try and break his way out. Or does he find it? He finds it, so that's 2 dead vills for Nicov. And there is a group of skirmishers in the north. Nikov's been pushed off of wood completely. Oh no, he's got his new TC up, so he's okay. Good mangonel shot. Picks a few skirmishers, and now with 2 mangonels there, fire is going to try and micro it down. That's some good micro. And there are cavalry archers inside fire's base, but he's got enough skirmishers there. Should be 2 dead, maybe 3. No, 3rd one escapes. But fire can continue just to defend with skirmishers for now. Nicov looking to an idle production. I thought he was going to be switching into cavalry archers. Maybe he is saving up for a university in ballistics first. So that initial army escapes. Second army on the right hand side gonna get picked off by the mangonel. No, they managed to run away in time. So the CA did come back in behind the woodline and did get cleaned up as well. So crossbows just probing for an opening in fire's base. Might get 1 vill or 2 here. No, fire's alert to it. Garrisons, and he's got a mangonel patrolling just to the north of this army. Up to 3 TCs. Now he's on stone, so wonder where he will go with the castle. Could use it for a bit of map control, or could try and take control of these resources. And Scorpion Edition for Nicov is quite nice. Makes it a little bit harder for fire to micro here, but then the skirmishers are pushing this army back. That siege workshop should be denied. It is. And fire's resources are looking very healthy. Mangonel out now for Nicov. Skirmisher's going to engage against the cavalry archers. Good attack ground there, killing off 2 of the skirmishers. And in the south, the army from fire running away from the scorpions, sending a mangonel over there now. TC being added does... And fire now sees it. He has a mangonel there. He could deny this. Should deny this. And callous actions from the mangonel there, taking out the deer. That's a worth target. How come neither made some knights? Just too many crossbows out. They'd have had to have invested into a stable and then upgrades, otherwise they'd have just lost them too easily. That TC can't go up. I suppose the villagers finished the house and then automatically came across. There are cavalry archers on their way back across. Fire could really do with a house there to prevent these running in. He might lose a couple of villagers on the woodline. He recognises it and runs away. Nicov resigns. And that is 1-0 to Fire. Solid game 1 performance from Fire. I'm very impressed. Nicov is a long way behind. He's 25 villagers down, 4th TC up for Fire. Nearly with the resources to go imp. Hey Shazam. I'm very impressed with Fire's performance there. Let's go. If we go there and I turn off the Civ draft, there we go, like Pro Streamer and all, I can go to the statistics and we can look through that. Really solid KD, 20 more kills than deaths for Fire. As well. Cool, that's fine. Economy, again, Fire in the lead there. Everything else. Okay, so now we go here, we turn the Civ draft back on. Cool. And that was Tatars losing to Celts. So yeah, arguably a little bit of a surprise there. I think Nicov was the favourite here. I feel like in my predictions I said that Nicov would lose because I felt he hadn't been active enough. But I think it could easily go to a 3-2 either way. Not a problem. Okay, so we have game 2 of the Hidden Cup 4 qualifiers here between Fire in the red as Britons and Nicov in the blue as Chinese. I don't believe I've seen either of these. Oh no, I've seen Britons here before. I haven't seen Chinese yet. So yeah, I think we're also just a little bit behind, so we're just going to fast forward to catch up. Okay, so this is slopes, characterized by the slopes on either side. Each player has a couple of small ponds on either side of their base. The ponds have a couple of shorefish, a few deer as well, so it just makes a little bit more flexibility in which civs can do particularly well here. Both players seem to have just been exploring their base, finding all their resources first. Fire comes out onto this side, finds the deer first of all, and actually he now should see that he's over there. Hey Magnolia, welcome to the stream. Okay, game just now catching up to normal speed, so we get a little bit of stuttering and it should be sorted. Thanks, nice. Are you a Fire fan here, are you? Okay, so Fire hasn't gone out to his resources on the side just yet. Nicov looking to full wall. He's managed to trap one of the deer in there with him, so that'd be quite handy. The others are outside, so he'll be able to deal with them later on. And over at Fire's base, Fire's dropping a barracks, so we're going to go for a drush. Can we do a stream where we all watch something on Netflix? Probably not based on copyright issues, Gianni. So yeah, probably not, I'm afraid. Although you're welcome to use the voice channels and the streaming feature in the Discord for such purposes, should you wish. This is a nice lumber camp, and again he's walled it in. Is there a gap there? Would JBR commentate this? What, commentate the film you're watching? I can't guarantee it. Hey Rosa. How are you doing this evening? How was your stream last night?
Mandatum.
Okay, Fire already has Loom. He's on his way to Fuel Age, as is Nicov. Both clicking up exactly the same time. 2-vil lead for Nicov, so he's really kept down that idle time on his TC. Also, you're streaming a lot recently. Yeah, there's been some big events on, so I haven't ran it past Mrs. BR yet, but I'm hoping to do a bit more over this weekend for the deciders of the qualifiers, and then 2 weeks later for the actual main event I'd like to as well. But I think I might be ambitious in hoping for that. There's a streamer I follow who was watching a movie on Amazon Prime, and everyone who wanted to join the stream had to join with their Prime Video account. Okay, how weird. Yeah, I get the Amazon owning Twitch making a bit of sense that way. All good, you well? Yeah, I'm doing good. Good, thanks, Turf. Doing good. Right, so we've got Nicov going for... Just dropped a barrack, so looking like straight archers, I think. It hasn't gone to gold, so it's going to be stable. No, it is archers. Ignore me. What do I know? And Scout comes in. Streaming every night and 12 hours Saturday, just for the crack. That's an effort, Turf. Fair play. Yeah, doing alright, Chiz. And so there's a 4th man-at-arm added for Fire. Just runs under the TC, so gets taken out very easily. And it is going to be skirm defense for Nicov for the time being. It's taken a little bit of damage to those man-at-arms so far, but no actual vil pick-offs yet. Capture Age making it nice and easy for us with the statistics down the bottom, telling any economy-based kills. And we now have the archery range on its way up. Not all singing. Nah, fair enough. Like, my experience of just talking for 12 hours, that'll be hard work. Yeah, no, I've done a few streams that have lasted about 12 hours now, and getting someone there with you makes them so much easier. Okay, so Fire hasn't really got too much tangible damage with his man-at-arms yet. Might be able to pick off this villager. And Nicov tries to quick wall it out. The man-at-arms break through, but Nicov just deletes the wall, runs back in. And behind this pressure, Fire's going to be fully walled. Hasn't gone out to the shorefish and deer as of yet. He's just using the man-at-arms to get plenty of idle time. And looking at the idle eco, 10 minutes extra for Nicov over Fire. And Fire now on his way to gold. I think I'll play guitar last hour so people can sing. pipe. That sounds cool, Turf. Yeah, I hope it goes well, mate. I'm organising a Just Dance party on Friday. Want to join? I'm definitely not joining a Just Dance party, I'm afraid, Gianni. Dancing puts me well and truly out of my comfort zone. Much to Mrs. BR's dismay. She really enjoys dancing, and I've enjoyed it when I've gone with her before. That's what makes it fun. So a little bit of a lull. Fire adding her stables. He's seen how heavily Nikov's invested into skirmishers. He's going to add a stable, add a few scouts, and come and clean this up. He's kept his archers inside the archery range, so these skirmishers shouldn't really be able to do any real damage. And Nicov now is switching to producing archers, but the skirmishers forward, they'll pick off these spearmen, and then might be able to range and just idle a little bit of the gold on that side. Awkward dancing, or maybe even out of tune singing. Love it. If I'm free on Friday, it will be streaming Hidden Cup 4 stuff, if I'm allowed. Let's not beat around the bush. It's all about permission. Okay, so Nicov investing into the skirmishers means that his uptime to Castle Age is going to be reasonably delayed anyway. And Fire is actually going to end up matching it by going for his scouts. Permission from who? Mrs. BR, the boss. Yeah, no illusions about that. Okay, so Fire still adding his archers. The couple of spearmen now could be his chance. If he pops out with the archers he already has, he's looped around. He's going to try and pick off the spearmen. Fletching is in for Fire, for Nicov, but not for Fire. So Nicov buying food. He's going to be able to click up. Fire adding the scouts. Can't afford it. This could prove a costly decision here. Going to run back in. The scouts have been spotted. Just dance with her the day before and she'll let you stream all you want the day after. Make it special. Wine, candles, dancing, laughing. So scouts are going forward for counter-attack. The house fails. The scouts are just going to run straight in. And they're going to get at least one Vil pick. There's weakened Vils on the farms. They're going to get a few here. This is a really nice choice from Fire to run forward to get the damage in. Run into the woodline here. Good quick walls, but there's enough villagers all dotted around. And Fire dives on the gold miners, taking Nicov off gold. Probably can't run back out, there's too much around. Picks off the weakened scout, picks off the weakened spearman, and trying to take as little damage to his scouts as possible. At home, added a second range on the way up. Hasn't got armor yet. Nice little quick walls there from Nicov, traps the scouts in temporarily. And the scouts going to try and run out? No. They will die eventually there. And Fire forced into a tower on his gold. So that protects his gold for now. He'll be okay. He's on gold on the left as well. Potentially just trying to hide how heavily he is on gold. Only the one range there. He's got a second one further back. And only a few villagers on that gold. But Nicov is looping round. Crossbow is now in. And Fire just going to add some building walls behind this. Goes up now. Crossbow bodkin on the way as well. And it's going to be some re-walling on the left hand side just to keep this army out until he can get up. One Vil pick on the gold already. Ballistics on the way for Nicov. Elite Skirm on the way as well. And Fire sensibly runs forward with his crossbow, drops a siege workshop so he can defend with mangonels. And Nicov is walling up the gaps at home, keeping his base very compact for now. He's got a few crossbow there, so he will see this army coming in. And there is a knight in the stable there, but Nicov coming home with his whole army. Little bits of micro, gonna really favour the player with ballistics here. Although he manages to get one. I think that's down to the sheer mass of crossbows. So at home, Fire does have a mangonel. He's going to go straight forward with it. He has got a knight, but that's going to run into this army that's got enough crossbows. It dies very quickly. So another knight coming around. He really needs to wait for that mangonel. This army will clear up his crossbows if he engages. And with ballistics in for Nicov as well. It's Fire sacrificing that knight just to try and keep his crossbow mass alive. A couple of mangonels here. This could now become an interesting fight. Mangonel's doing a good job. Nicov being forced to retreat for the time being. I'd like to see, yeah, so Fire has added a university and will be getting ballistics very soon. Just idling from his archery range so that he can get that as quick as possible. Nicov adding his third TC and a siege workshop at home. TC should go up. Might be denied if Fire goes straight there, but no, he won't. I think he knows that he is outmatched if those armies do engage with each other, so he pulls away for now. Fire has gone on to stone, so that's going to be to try and add another TC. He's already got one on the way. The one crossbow just running straight past the mangonels. Might be worth Nicov using that crossbow just to see whether Fire is expanding to the sides. Expect to see that at some point. Both players will go out there because there's a considerable amount of wood available. Mangonel at the front. Fire using the range on the Briton crossbows to stay back, chase the mangonel away. Good micro with his crossbowman. Nicov attack round missing, but deleting it. Imagine to get just one for it. I think it was a delete anyway. It looked like it, but it could be that the crossbows killed it. So we got a second siege workshop coming up for Nicov. So he's going to have one on either side. Pops out with a mangonel. I'd like to see a repair villager coming forward for fire. And Nicov trying to loop round Fire trying to loop round with his crossbowman. He has gone out and dropping a third TC out on the left, but there are these crossbows on the gold. They're getting a couple of ill picks here, and Fire is not reacting to that. And they're going to go onto the wood now. They'll get some more Vil kills here. And there is a second group that's broken into Fire's base. There will be some more Vil deaths here. Fire losing an awful lot of villagers to this. Fire's going to try and use his main ball of crossbowmen and a mangonel to try and get some counter damage. And Nicov loses those crossbows in Fire's base. At the front we have some more mangonel micro, and Nikov's going to get those two crossbowmen. Fire's attention a little bit split at the moment as he's trying to break in on the right hand side of Nikov's base. So the crossbows are in, get one Vil instantly, and pull back out. Fire can see that those mangonels are no longer at the front of Nikov's base, and Nicov forced into a tower on his gold just to protect the villagers there. Gone out for a fourth TC. 1 for 1 on the mangonels at the front. And the skirmisher army here engaging with the crossbows from Fire. Nicov with the skirmishers, but at a range disadvantage versus the Britons. The mangonel there, enough of a threat as well to push that army back. Okay, so Nicov going to try and get some counter damage in again. Fire is rushing down a market because he has the resources to click up. Sells, he's now on the way to the Imperial Age. Where's the mangonels? Okay, so we've got some crossbows being killed by Nikov's mangonels. They'll run back to the center where there's plenty of mangonels for Fire as well. And Fire coming back with his main ball of crossbows, I think. Ooh, I thought that he was going to lose it and it was going to get the delete trick, basically. So, crossbows in again on the left side of Fire's base. Fire in quite a nice position at the moment. He's on his way to Imperial Age. Nicov not particularly close, but Nicov adding a castle at the front and dropping a market on the left. He's got an excess of wood at the moment, so he will be trying to sell that and balance his economy to go up. He looks to be idling his TC at the moment as well, so needs to sell that wood and should be able to do so. There we go. So the rebalance has done it and he's on the way up. A couple of minutes behind though. So Fire now going onto gold a bit more heavily. Sorry, onto stone a bit more heavily. I always do that. Onto stone, so he'll be adding his own castles. Wouldn't even be surprised to see it up on the sides of the map just to secure access to the resources there. Fire adding more ranges. It's going to keep going for crossbows, arbalests shortly. And now as soon as he hits Imperial Age, he gets that extra range bonus for the Britons. And shouldn't be too worried about the mangonels now. Racer arbalest on the way in instantly. Where are those villagers going? Oh, sloppy there from Fire, losing 2 mangonels to the castle fire. Nicov maintaining his army on the left, adding more archery ranges. Got a range there and all of his mangonels ready to try and defend here. Fire teching into Elite Skirm. Seems okay. He's got a big massive arbalest still. And there's an overchop there. Could get a lot of villager kills on that side. How much attention is Nicov paying? Fire with a couple of ill picks. He's going to try and break through the house. Wouldn't expect that to be open, so it's not. And Nicov is going forward with his skirmishers. And Fire's just going to bank gold for now and go into Elite Skirm instead.
Ready.
There's that main mass. And we do have a TC about to come up on the right hand side for Nicov. Nicov does break through, but pulls that for now. No, he's going to go dive in. He'll get a couple of ills on the farms. No, he won't. That army just hiding from, well, the Mangonel and villagers just hiding from the army for Nicov. Fire's score is looking concerning. He's losing a lot of villagers here. Just not addressing this skirmisher army. The Arbalests are on their way home. They comfortably outrange the skirmishers now. But Fire losing a lot of villagers to this. He's got chemistry on the way, so that will give him... just yeoman will be missing for his Arbalest to be fully upgraded, and he's dropping a castle in the centre. Gets a couple of ill picks on the stone. 11 range on the castle, 10 for the Arbalest. And the Arbalest is going to come and clear up this. And now Nicov is teching into some cavalry. Where's his stable? On the right hand side, it's going to be light cav. So he's going to try and raid with light cav. Fire is going to take the gold at the front there, adding a TC between it, so he'll then have the stone as well. These villagers, I think, just some dodgy path in there, loses a lot of those to the Arbalest, and now Fire will be adding a trebuchet. Army from Nicov is on the side of Fire's base. They have broken through, but they have to pass through the TC in order to get any damage. Actually, there's not too much other than the farming economy that's there. Why is there no Chukunu or Longbow? I'm surprised there's no Chukunu. I wouldn't expect to see Longbow for now. The castle's only just gone up, so he's going to wait to have a few trebuchets first of all. Okay, so we've got a second castle going up on the right. Knights being added. Not the light cav as I had expected. Needs to garrison these villagers. Needs to keep the Arbalests around the trebuchets. Britain Arbs would decimate Chukunu, surely. Yeah, probably right, actually. The extra range will be massive. Chukunu are amazing if you can get them to engage, but the extra range for the Britons means that they'll take loads of them out before it ever gets to that situation. But we've got Capt Ram coming in for Nicov. Capt Ram and Siege Ram in particular are absolute killers for the Britons. Cavalry just starting to mass outside of Fire's base. The Capt Ram is here trying to take down the trebuchets. And I think there's enough there that will go down for now. Although it takes down 2 trebuchets with it. That's some good value. And Great mangonel shot there. And now we have the cavalry diving on the stone miners. You can garrison inside the TC. Third armor upgrade coming in for the cavalry now. And Fire needs to go for a fairly straightforward push down the center. Well, a push into either side could work as well. He just needs to keep his mass alive. So did manage to lose that TC though. The knight's gonna clear up these skirmishes quite easily. Fire needs to drop a stone wall there, otherwise these knights are going to be into his economy. Could have done it, instead decides to run. Got action happening all around the map at the moment. The skirmishers are going to lose out to the skirmishers from Nicov, purely in numbers. The trebuchet is going to run away before the capped rams can get there. And now Treb from Nicov is going to start taking on that castle. Cavalry running through the farm economy of Fire, but he's got a couple of arbs there, so it'll clean up the light cav, no problem. Concern is the number of capped ram coming forward for Nicov. Fire doesn't have anything to deal with that at the moment. Possibly could be worth him taking into light cav of his own. Light cav, very limited for Britons. They are missing... is it? Yeah, just Bloodline's missing. Takes out Trebuchet though, that'd be good. And this one, capped ram, might go down to the scut. Nope. Crossbows and skirms raiding on the left. Adding some more stables on the left as well. Army everywhere on this map at the moment. Another TC coming up, but that TC would go down to the Trebuchet straight away. And the Arbs are going to get picked up by the Light Cav. And Siege Ram is now coming in for Nicov. Got the one very, very weak ram there. Army on the left gets pushed back. Okay, Husbandry now coming in. We kind of see some stables. Husbandry and Light Cav. Yeah, like for all they're not very strong. You need something. So we have a defensive castle there. Some more archery ranges for Fire. And there comes Light Cav. 65 military though. Managing to keep 20 Arbalest alive. It's got a bit of gold still, so could add some more. Has no armor upgrades on the Light Cav. That is a mistake. Where's his blacksmith? There. Yeah, he should have been researching those upgrades. The castle should still go up, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's quite enough Light Cav, but it's going to be really close, and Fire's going to lose a lot of villagers to this. There it is. But there's Siege Ram on their way in. They'll probably take down that castle. There's enough there. There's one on 3 HP, but it's managed to get under the castle, so it should do it. And Fire resigns. We have 1-1. Really interesting game, that one. Fire, like the switch into Light Cav came really late for me. He seemed to kind of be on a low eco for a lot of the game. I think he's only just kind of gone above 100. Nicov, on the other hand, went for the cheaper unit, going for skirmishers rather than heavily into crossbow or arbalest. Probably recognising that he can't compete with Britons on that front. And then by the time he's managed to get his cavalry added and siege ram, it's starting to get a bit late for Britons. Maybe if Fire had fully upgraded or as upgradable as possible, like Cav, then he might have been able to hold off for a little bit longer. But we see the GG. Okay, and let's jump into intermission. Turn off that. Meant to see game capture? No? We don't. Okay, we're not going to have statistics for this one. Just double check. Nope. Okay, so I'll run through them myself. KD slightly in favour of Nicov, but very, very even. Fire with the largest army, but not able to push and do much eco damage to Nicov. Nicov mostly in the lead on economy, less on gold, but he was making skirmishes for a lot of that game, so didn't make too much difference there. And Vilhai 111 for fire, so yeah, just not able to have the economy to tech into the light cav late in the game. Okay, we cross off. Oh, we didn't. Yeah, we did. So that was Chinese winning against Britons. Okay, so here we have game 3 of the Hidden Cup 4 qualifiers between Nicov in the blue and Fire in the red. Game is just paused. Oh, there we go. All sorted now. Nicov in the blue as Italians, Fire in the red as Portuguese. No real surprises there. 2 of the top 3 water civs. The third of them, Vikings, was banned by fire, so easy choices for the other 2. Okay, so islands, we're going to have a very slow start here. Each of the players starts on their own big islands, with a couple of neutral islands in the centre. We are likely to see both of them dock, maybe either at the front or to the side. I've seen the side dock approach of late in this tournament, and I quite like it personally. I'm also liking being able to zoom out so that I can analyse the islands. I'm trying to look at the allocation of trees. It feels like it's slightly in Fire's favour. Fire's got these 8 little patches and then this one longer one, whereas it's only 8 patches for Nicov. Now, that's very limited in that we can't check how many trees are on each. I can, but I'm not going to. So it could be that it's balanced overall. Actually, I meant to say hello. Hello, Nesalami. How are you this evening? Okay, so Italians discounted fishing ships, discounted dock techs, really solid water civ. We are going to see a front dock for Nicov. Fire is docking in this back corner. I like that as a decision. If you manage to dock on like a promontory, a little where the land juts out, you have better access to fish than in the centre. So in this area, he's got Nicov has these 2 deep fish, but then it's quite far to all the others. So he could add another dock over here and get a little bit more efficient there. But longer term, this is a much better area for fire. He's got all of these in this corner, and I expect that will be for galleys for him. Nicov may be looking for a traditional approach with, I say a traditional approach, a recent meta approach of fire galleys. I don't know if Francesco's still lurking around, but I imagine he will be telling me that galleys are meta now, not fire galleys. I'm not convinced. I think in this instance, because of the side dock, galleys will work much better. It allows Fire just a little bit more time to mass up his numbers before engaging. Instead, you opened with the Lou instead of hello. Yeah. So Nicov using the Italian cheaper age up to go up one villager earlier. He's on his way to wood and gold, completely abandoning all food under the TC. So going to be seeing some water play from him. Fire. Both of them have researched Loom already. We did see Capoch either skip or forget Loom the other day, and Jordan then came and landed. Ended quite disastrously for Capoch. Ooh, we do have a transport ship for Fire. I'm sure. Yeah, Nicov did get Loom. And so we're going to have a second dock at the front, and it is Fire galleys for Nicov. Fire has not added a second dock, so he's hoping to just be unnoticed and get a little bit more food from the fishing ships first of all. No, I spoke too soon. He's adding a dock at the front here. Now I hear Lou every time he says loon. Sorry, Nesalami. Sorry, Sapate. So I like this from Nicov. He's using his fishing ship just to try and get a little bit of scouting information here. Loops round and then stops on some shorefish, some deep fish. He's going to add a third dock, and he finds the dock at the front for Fire. Nicov recognising there's a couple of villagers there, was going to try and pick them off. Gives up. I was going to say, so Fire has dropped off his scout. Is he going to win that fight? He does. And this is going to make Nicov panic. He hasn't seen any villagers. He's just seen the scout. This could be really nice. It looks like, yeah, so Nicov is now assuming there's a lot less investment in water from Fire. He's stopped his production because he's instead needed to use the wood to add a barracks, add some houses, wall up a bit. And Fire's just going to drop the scout around the other side so that he can get some more scouting information. I don't think he's even going to send some bills forward. So I think this is all just a bit of a psych, which I think is fantastic. I really like it. Okay, so now Fire has the numbers on water. Adding a demo ship as well. I think he could use that demo to try and pick off the fishing ships. And this is what I mean already. Like, there's no deep fish in front of these docks. There's one over there. That's the only one he can go to. And that one's reasonable-ish. But much better for Fire still. And demo now for Nicov. Trades really well against the demo and Fire galley. Not to be underestimated. Nicov has had to invest into 2 outposts already. Where did the transport ship go? Over in the corner. No reason why you couldn't transport, I think. But the investment into the outposts means that Nicov doesn't have the stone to drop 2 TCs. He's added a spearman as well to try and scout a little bit. I don't know why he didn't just wall that. I suppose he needed the wood, but or even just wall there. Okay, so similar approaches for both players. 6, I don't need to select them, I should just look up here. 7 fire galleys versus 6, and Nicov has found that fire's around this side, but he's pulling his navy back to the center. 3 versus 4 on the demos. That actually was not as effective as I thought it was. But the demos for Nicov there were doing excellent work. It's now 7 versus 7 on the fire galleys, where fire was ahead. Where did I see the transport ship? Still no. Where's it gone? Oh, it's in this corner now. So not making use of the transport ship anymore. It was just to get that little bit of damage to Nikov's eco. Nicov has used the spearman to scout around, knows that there's nothing there. He's going to go drop a couple of outposts over to the left as well. And Nicov can click up because of Italians. Fire up a few seconds earlier. So both players just sitting back for the time being. Got demo rafts in the docks for fire. 7 versus 9 fire galleys, 2 versus 1 demos. And production continuing for Nicov. Fire just slowing up a little bit. Possibly to save for upgrades in Castle Age. Navy coming forward from fire. Is Nicov going to dive out with his demos? No, I've got that names wrong way around there. Is fire going to dive out with his demos? Nicov being cautious, spreading his fire galleys around, and fire just using this time to repair the weakened fire galleys to the north. So, what point does fire dive out here? Nicov with the demos doing huge damage to the fire galleys here for fire. Fire's going to have to run away. Slight overreaction moving them all around, but if they catch these, it might be worthwhile. And the war galleys upgrade on the way in for fire. Nicov again having to spread his navy round a little bit. Will the war galleys be in time to get the heavy demos, or the demo ships, sorry. Demo raft out, getting a little bit of splash damage there. Yeah, the dock is kept safe for now. Would be worth diving out with a fire, with a demo ship there. It's 14 versus 4 in fires, but the demos come out and Navy is chased away for the time being. Fishing ship goes down. Fishing ship well out of position for some reason. And fire keeps his demos at home for the time being. Has gone on to stone. Okay, so fire sold his stone to go up a little bit quicker. Nicov adding a second TC, and there was a landing. We have a siege workshop and a monastery for fire, and it's going to add a, it doesn't have a barracks, that's not ideal, but keeps this little area walled in. And fire, Nicov come in to try and tower this area. Fire will need to add a mangonel very quickly. That tower will probably go up. On water, big engagement now. The demos from both sides. Fires 10 versus 11. We will just keep an eye on those numbers. The fires for fire clearing up. So there is a defensive siege workshop from fire, and this early push has been stopped. And the villager gets caught. Will he be able to quick wall? No, the spearman too fast, able to catch up. Kills the forward villager. Good spreading round by Nicov to catch that landing. But fire now taking the lead on water. Nicov going to have to try and repopulate his navy inside the docks, and fire is going to spread his ships around. Demo comes out, gets a couple of kills. All this time, the navy in the north for... sorry, the fishing ships in the north... They're not in the north. What am I on about? In the east for fire, able to keep collecting food. The fire ships pop out for Nicov. They're going to try and chase down the transport ship. Transport ships should be faster there. And now enough fire ships for... Actually for both. They both pull away. I wonder if fire is going to take out these outposts and try to land over here instead this time. So it is 3 TCs at home for fire. Just 2 TCs. No. Just 2 TCs still for Nicov. Fire does build the barracks at home. He is going to come for another landing attempt. But he needs to be careful. All those fire ships from Nicov will catch it. They are. Ooh, that's going to be rough. No. Ooh, massive demo shots for Nicov. Takes out almost all of Fire's navy. Nicov seems to have spotted that transport ship. No. Just looping round. Where does Fire come and land now? I didn't even know demos was actually a thing. Yeah, demos are huge. It's the whole rock, paper, scissors thing on water. Like, fires beat galleys, galleys beat demos, demos beat fires. It's a little bit complicated by the Great Mangonel position in here. Needs to split them up. Good micro. We've got a monk trying to convert. Yeah, so the demos, particularly demo ships, will do massive amounts to swing water engagements. There's a bit of debate as to whether fire galleys or galleys is meta at the moment. Nice from Nicov to sneak around and snipe the fishing ships there. But they were becoming less and less efficient now. The main fish around the dock had disappeared. And we now have the war galley transition for fire. What does trade cog beats or... Trade cog beats trade cart in a straight line. Have we got a pause? We have. Not sure why. Okay, we do have a pause by the players. It's fine. Really is that fast? Yeah, I believe trade cog is faster than trade cart, but trade cogs very quickly become inefficient because of bumping. So like if you're going from this corner to this corner, it's better to have a couple of markets and go to here with trade carts because they're just able to cover more area, whereas trade cogs will go right along the coast. Okay, we have a pause from the players. Just double check. And if we're being really nerdy here, Berber trade cogs are the fastest non-cheat unit in the game, I believe. Because Berbers have a civ bonus of faster ships. Okay, we are back live. No, I see that's too nerdy. Is it? Okay, so we're going to have some redocks at the back. It doesn't really need to redock because there's no pressure. See, I thought you'd like that. And Imperial Age on the way in for Nicov. What? And Fire is going for caravels now. So caravels and galleons. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I assumed they're salami. I thought you'd like it, really. Careening coming in that dock. That will give extra pierce armor to the ships for Nicov. As Italians, that's a little bit cheaper as well. Oh, 50. No, it's 33% off now, isn't it? Still well worth it. And these redock around the side are going to be for fires. He's going to go into fast fire ship when he gets to Imperial Age. I like the use here from Fire to go and drop a castle in the center. That just completely controls this little channel for him. Another one on here and he can just dominate this area. Nicov has only just gone on to stone. Fire has managed to click up now. He's gonna have to use those demo ships to try and trade off against the fire ships. Imperial Age just about to come in. Doesn't want to take one. Okay, not great engagements there with the fires. And Nicov, Fire is just going to pull back to around this castle in the centre. Adding more docks there, knowing that they are safe. We've got fast fires and shipwrights straight away for Nicov. Again, fast fires reduce the wood cost of ships, so it's huge on islands where you have a very finite amount of wood available. So we've got careening and ballistics coming in for Fire. Makes sense for him to prioritize ballistics because he is using a projectile. The fast fires just give such an advantage to whoever gets there first. They have 9 pierce armor. As to... No, that's not. Where's the pierce armor? There's 9 pierce armor. That's only 7 for war galleys. It's 9 for caravels. Caravels are fantastic. Okay, Imperial Age just about to hit for Fire as well. Fire getting Galleon first of all. Galleon, Bracer, Chemistry, so that will give his Galleons fully upgraded. And that monastery will now finally go down. The barracks will as well eventually. And Nicov adding docks all the way around his island for now, so he'll be going to focus water. He is now switching into galleons as well. Use the fast fires to get a little bit of momentum, but fast fires needs a lot of them to try and take on this army at the moment. Heavy demos coming in for fire. Castle coming up on the shoreline as well. There are a few galleys there, but I don't think they'll be able to stop it. Galleons now, aren't they? Especially with the navy coming across for fire. And this really excellent point for the caravels to fight. This little choke point that as they stack up running through here, the caravels doing the pass-through damage. Really nice fight there for fire. So the couple of castles are just going to control this area for fire. Is that elite caravel? No. And selling food for gold? Ooh, that's a misplay from Nicov. He hasn't gone across to his second gold yet, so he is now out of gold. He might lose advantage on water. There are cannon galleons already for Nicov. There it is. I like the cannon galleons, but I don't think he's got enough water control yet. Got the heavy demo out for fire. It's going to trade poorly. That's not a good use of a demo. So the small section of the navy going to move around the outside of Fire's Island, try and clear up the navy that Nicov has dotted around. The rest just focusing on these fast fires, getting a bit caught out there. And Fire's going to lose a fair bit of his numbers to that. We do have the cannon galleon. Didn't fire yet. A couple of them there already for Nicov. And he's going for elite cannon galleon. That's expensive at this point. I am not sure about that. This feels early. There's action in the north. That now as the fast fires clump. Look at how well those heavy demos trade. Completely clearing up all the fast fires, and now fire can happily engage. Last two, and now all momentum shifts again. Fire is going to push back here. Not patrolling in, so slight misplay, loses a few numbers cheaply. The cannon galleons behind, going to do some big damage if they connect. They are elite now, so they have 15 range. Numbers on water, 27 versus 29. Very hard to tell because they're both using different combinations. Caravels just dotted around the shore. And what's their range like? 9. So, just focusing on galleon numbers at the moment. Military in general, very, very even. Vil count, very, very even. We've started to see Fatorias added for fire. Did I just hear a load of villagers die? Yes, so fire is gradually shifting his economy into Fatorias. That will be really advantageous if this game goes late. The games on islands are often decided by wood control. So fire having access to Fatorias gives him, in theory, unlimited wood. and a castle foundation causes Nicov to react with his own fire, dropping a siege workshop a little bit further away. The caravels shooting at the castle, not at the villagers, so that castle will go up. And Trebuchet is already on the way out for fire. Fire now can't engage in this choke point. His heavy demo connects with only one ship, so it's a little bit wasteful again. We do have some stables dropped from fire. He's going to go into some light cav. And a cannon galleon as well. Oh, sorry, not cannon galleon. Bombard cannon. He keeps one of the forward villas alive, but I think that will die to these fires as they come in now. He does. Oh no, there's still forward villas over there. This is slightly chaotic at the moment. The cannon galleons might be able to take down the trebs. One treb's still alive. It will probably take the castle out. And fire diving out with his navy, trying to pick off the treb from Nicov. There's still one treb alive, and Nicov needs to try and make sure that takes down the castle. First of all, it should go down this hit. It does. And Nicov is now going to face Fire's entire navy trying to come through this choke point. Sadly, Fire didn't keep investing into caravels. This is where they would be in their element. Navy starting to clump up a little bit as they get to such high numbers. And pushing back from the extra resources by Fire. Fire's forward buildings did get taken out, but he's now going to sit in this with his navy. He can start taking the extra gold and extra stone again. He's got a lot of stone already in the bank. And we're going to have engagement here with the navy. Heavy demos coming through. Lots of heavy demos suddenly sneaking out. Doing some excellent work against the fast fires. But Nicov, yeah, Nicov has the numbers here. Fire pulling back until he has his reinforcements coming in. The reinforcements here now. I'd like to see those trebs trying to take out the docks. They're about to, I think. What's that run there? Okay, so it's just some navy. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fire add another Fatoria soon. Those trebs, I know. They're doing work, aren't they? But there's one here from Nicov as well. That's going to make the redock difficult. And Nicov taps out. Recognizing he can't pressure here. He can see the Fatoria. This gradually just snowballs against him. He's going to lose control of water. He's half the navy near enough. And as he loses control of the water, he'll lose access to these woodlines. And GG. We have Fire taking a 2-1 lead. There. Okay. And have we still lost that one? We have still lost that one. Okay. So I'm just going to run through the stats again without being able to show it because my OBS is playing up. But yeah, 207 kills for Fire, 149 units lost. So good KD, largest army 72 to 54. Economy, everything in Fire's favour, everything fairly heavily in Fire's favour. Everything except stone was 3k or more for Fire over Nicov. And the Vil count 123 to 110. And let's jump in. Okay, so we have game 4 here of the Hidden Cup 4 qualifiers between Fire in the red as Japanese and Nicov in the blue as Incas on cross. I haven't seen Incas picked so far this tournament on cross. I'm interested to know what the plan is. So the map, we'll just zoom out so we can see everything. JB, did you restart stream? I don't have quality options anymore. I didn't, no. Wasn't it yesterday you had quality options? I don't remember. I don't know if I had them today. But yeah, no, I definitely haven't restarted the stream. Okay, so the map, we have cross, we got ponds in each of the corners. I'm buffering like a monkey climbing trees. Sorry. I would rather have quality options. We just need to get me to partner so that I get them. But considering I'm currently on 7 viewers, I think we're quite a long way from partner. Such is life. Okay, so both players scout around for their sheep. Onto the club. Hey, Massive. Massive, I even dropped my overall quality just so that I could have you here from time to time. Twitch doing Twitch things. Yeah, my OBS bitrate did drop a couple of times. I've had quite a lot of drop frames actually. Looking at Stream Manager. Yeah, it did drop for a little bit, but it looks okay now. Incas is best Civ, objectively. I don't know if Pasta's around. Probably not. But he would 100% agree with you. And actually, so we're talking Incas. Let's look at Nikov's side of the map. He's fairly central, so he'll have choice of ponds. I like the one this side a little bit more, just because he can wall between these woodlines and prevent any docking opportunities from Fire. As Incas, he may not be planning to go dock. I think he probably will, because docking is like untouched food economy, extra chance to add economy as well, because you can keep your TC rolling with villagers while your dock produces fishing ships at the same time. We do now have Fire going to his dock on the left. Again, he's got a nice wall off between a couple of wood lines and then across the front here, and that prevents Nicov coming and sneakily docking that pond himself. Are they casting as well, are they, Francesco? So yeah. Well, Francesco, bring more people here so that I can get enough viewers for partnership. And then I'll have quality options and everything will be okay. I feel that that is in no small part down to the quality of my casting. I'm sure if it was good enough, I'd get viewers. So got to work on that. So dock already up for Fire. Fishing ships out as well. First fishing ship now out for Nicov. Map's looking okay for both. They both seem to have quite a lot of woodlines around. I think. So yeah, not too much happening for the moment. We're just going to keep an eye out for what they do. Both players, we got Loom coming in for Fire. He'll be looking to click up in just a second. And Nicov dropping off the food and on his way up now as well. He already got Loom, so I think he probably got Loom to send the villager out for the dock. He had quite a long way to go, so just to give it a little bit more security in travelling out there. And yeah, Fire on his way up. So Nicov, 1 eco less. Was that 1 vil less? 20 villagers, so that is eco. So 20 versus 21 villagers, and we see the villagers going forward for Nicov. Supate, yes, there are relics next to both of the TCs. It, I think, is a bug, but it's balanced, so I think it's actually been fixed. I'm sure I heard T90 talking about it the other day, but the players must just be playing on a slightly older version. I believe Krazini had fixed it, so. And what does Nicov see? We're going to go player 1's point of view. So Nicov knows where the TC is. He's going to build a tower here, and that will deny the gold. That's an amazing tower. Fire's gone out to stone to the south. Does Nicov know about that? Nicov doesn't know it's there. Fire is trying to rush up a tower here himself. I'm surprised there's not a blacksmith being added. Blacksmith is being added at home. Nicov is already on stone. So the tower advantage in... Well, the tower war is in Nikov's favour at the moment. He should just pick fire's berries. May well do. I'd like to see him move around here, but he doesn't know it's open. He's going to go to the other way. He's going to just deny all the golds. And Fire deletes the house and runs out with his villagers. No, that'd be rude. And look at the men-at-arms chasing this from Fire. Nicov is quickly... He's already got the defense. He's now getting the attack upgrades for his villagers. And he's going to tower over here. And Fire recognises that, and he's going to go for a counter-attack. Fire is also going to put up a defensive tower on this side, just to stop Nicov being able to push through this way. But it looks like Nikov's just going to try and deny resources, maybe try and even spread round to the south, where Fire will come round and stonewall. Nicov going for defensive tower of his own. He's already added the outposts around the pond, adding a dock in the north, and his villagers are going to fight here. He's going to build a tower on the dock, so then these fishing ships become gradually useless over time. Nikov's going to escape with the villager for now. There's a galley out for Fire, but that's just going to be wasted resources. And the eagle fighting against the villager from Fire. The villager goes down. Tower is up on the dock. And there is a demo out from Fire. I love that as an attempt. He's going to house wall this side so that Nicov can't escape. Nicov is forward with his man-at-arms, but quick walls on the stone and the tower on the wood line means Fire can't safely engage there. I think there's a wild berries that just happened to be near his TC. It's fair game. So Fire is going to quickly try and close this gap, I think. Or is he going forward with those? If he's going forward, they're going to be seen. Nicov is coming here to try and dock this. Fire dropping houses to see that happening. The villagers managed to get through. There should have been a defensive tower here. Did he start them? Yeah, he started those palisades. And he'll now come and drop a tower on that dock as well. Villagers on their way forward from Fire. Nicov added towers at home, keeps everything nice and safe. And now, where does that villager go? Okay, so he's got one at the dock in the north, so expect some outposts up there shortly. Couple of docks here for Nicov. Doesn't even need 2 docks really. Scout coming home for fire, but he's just going to try and pick off the eagle. Nicov is the fire. Nicov, I thought he was going to try and garrison it in the tower. Right, so Nicov should be looping around this way. He doesn't know it's open though. Is he just going to take the advantage he's gained? He's 8 economy leads. Nice choice from fire. He's coming out here to add a dock in the south. So these fishing ships will be able to drop off there now. Nicov is going to take from the wood line here. On this pond there is second dock for Nicov. Added a fire galley and he's going to try and clear that up. He's going to chase these villagers. Quick gate there means that they should get killed by a combination of the villagers. No, they're going to be okay. And there's going to be a tower going up that Nicov knows about because he's already got Town Watch. Underrated upgrade. So we got archers forward with fletching for fire. The villagers all in reasonable health, so they're going to be able to get that tower up no problem. Tower should go up for both, and then it'll be archers garrisoned versus villagers, but I expect to see Nicov jump out now to try and batter that down. I'm waiting for him to move around with some more towers. No, he's going to try and repair first of all. Fletching only just coming in now for Nicov. And the men-at-arms dive forward for fire. They're going to fight against the villagers. The 2 towers there for Nicov should clear up the men-at-arms. But now there is two towers from fire on the one for Nicov. Nicov dives out with his villagers. He's going to try and batter down the 1 tower. Fire very sensibly dives out with his archers, so he's got archers and tower firing on these villagers. He gives up on that first tower. And expect to see Nicov go and batter that one down in a second. Although I think it might be out of range of the gold. On the pond on the right. Fire is cleaning that up a little bit, but there is... Okay, there's still 400 fish. I'd like to see Nicov stop investing into that. Where does this go from here? Nikov's taken the pond in the south and the pond in the north. He's going to add another dock for a bit more efficiency. He's got access to gold up here. His tower will win that war now. And he's adding a tower onto the berries. House walling up the wood line. Wait, this isn't Malay. Hello, Lohab. We're going to have eagles from Nicov. Cavalry for fire. Does Nicov see? Nicov does see. Is it going to be pike eagle combo or just eagles for the time being? How are you this evening, Lohab? So, a couple of men-at-arms still looping around for fire. They're not really going to get much damage in. Very tired. Yeah, fair enough. Have you had more exams, Lohab? Another long day of online uni. Yeah, I get that. Okay, so fire hasn't given up on this tower. It's still fighting it. And now we have 3 barrack eagle production for Nicov. Stonewalling in his gold miners. Is there a hole? There is a hole. Oh dear. You can sleep in class, pro tip. Hello Yeki, hello Rusty. My DE has just got a little bit stuttery, which is a pain. Yay, friends are here. Yeah, lots of friends. Yeah, I don't know why this is getting stuttery all of a sudden. It's been running really nice and smoothly all the way through. Let's close some stuff. Is Doggo nearby? She's just gone downstairs, I'm afraid, Rusty. She did come upstairs. Maybe she heard your name and came up to say hello. But it's just gone back. Sorry. I blame sudden appearance of mods. Makes sense. To be fair, it's since Lohab entered. Okay, so 3 TCs for Nicov. Fire added his second on the gold over here. It's going out to stone over there as well. Are you plugged in? Is the internet alright? I am. Let's look at bitrate. Bitrate looking fine. Let's just double check Task Manager, see what is crying. Everything's where it should be. Everything's running as it should be. Nothing's looking too unhappy. So yeah, maybe just a little bit stuttery from the age advancement for both. It looks a bit smoother again now. And so we've got the eagles and monks. I think towers look like they are actually made of stone. They do, you're right. Unlike these wooden things. Might be internet then, but it's flickering a bit for me. Yeah. My bitrate's looking nice, so I'm feeling like the internet's okay. I've dropped a few frames, so maybe it's that? I don't know. That is a hefty eagle mass for Nicov. Fire is now adding longswords in response to this. It would be very easy for Nicov to respond with a few slingers. Sorry, sneezing coming. Excuse me, sorry about that. I hope I managed to mute in time. That's the last thing you want to hear. Yeah, so we have longsword being added by Fire, Nicov adding a few archery ranges, and will it be slingers? Bless you, incoming. Thank you, Lohab. Yeah, so slingers on the way. Could also be capture age though. Yeah, I think it is. My laptop's warm, but none of the stats were too worrying on Task Manager. Got that as small as possible. Let's go right over to here. Okay. Hopefully that will just speed that up a little bit. One last thing I can do just to double check. Capture age tells you to limit the frame rate of D in the background, which I can do. I think I already had it on. Yeah, I do. Okay. Right, we've just moved the screen of D to somewhere less focused on what's actually happening. Okay, so we're going to have presumably mangonels, but could be scorpions, mangonels, and that will be in response to the slingers that Nicov is adding. The monk's getting some good conversions for Nicov. Fire now getting war galleys upgrade. I don't like that. The ponds are too empty. What's the point? That's a waste of resources. This pond in the north has 3 tiles of fish. Yes, I am very sorry for the quality drop here. I think if this goes to a game of 4, I will do a restart of the Capture Age, because it was running very nicely for the last like 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. How long have we been going? 2 hours 40. So the knights that Nicov converted have come forward to counterattack. They are going to take down that tower, I think. Yeah. Army from Fire coming forward to counterattack. Not many slingers. Redemption coming in for his monks, so he's going to convert the mangonel before it can take out all of his slingers. Monk's going to start getting conversions on the knights. Pulls back again. What I haven't mentioned is Nicov on the way to the Imperial Age. Fire is not close. Whose dock is that? This. So we had Eagles raiding on the gold over to the west. And Nicov coming forward, adding a outpost just to give him a little bit of vision. Yeah, he now knows it's there. He's going to pull his villager back. Redemption is in. I don't know whether he got block printing as well. Where are his monks? There they are. No block printing. Yeah, but of course he can't, because that's an Imperial Age tech. So, on his way to Imperial Age. Could add it in very shortly. Just a little lull. Nicov now hits Imperial Age, and Fire is coming forward to drop a castle at the front of Nikov's base. The Eagles have gone forward. They're going to raid under this TC. They're going to take out that TC. Well, they could. Redemption monks trying to get conversions on the mangonels. One gets converted. No trades. So with the mangonel down, it converts one of the knights. The castle will go up, but Nicov will get his own defensive castle up and will be able to go for trebs in response. That TC goes down. That's going to be a dozen dead villagers. Longswords are over here now fighting the elite eagles, but Nicov gets the win. Fire resigns, and that levels the series up, and we go to a game 5. That was fun. I like Tinkers on that. I'll have to talk you through the the statistics again, because my OBS is messing up. But nearly a 2-to-1 KD for Nicov. Sapay, as I said, Incas is best. Absolutely. I didn't disagree. Eco in favour of Nicov. And that faster Imperial Age being emblematic of that, but also a major factor in Fire resigning at the end there. 50 vil lead in the end for Nicov. Okay, so let's go into mission screen. We'll tick off civs. That was Incas beating Japanese. I like trains. Good for you, Lohab. Trains are fine. Okay, and... Oh no, there it is. Cool, it does have it. Excellent. So we have game 5 here of the Hidden Cup 4 qualifiers between Fire in the red and Nicov in the blue. We've got Fire as Mongols, Nicov as Byzantines, and this is Bay, characterized by the small body of water in the bottom of the map here. The map can generate in any of the 4 possible directions to keep the same orientation. Not orientation, same relative position of the map. That's what I mean. Good use of words. What's better than a train? Not travelling. So here we would expect to see the players come out to dock fairly early. The fish, well worth trying to take. The players will probably look to wall up. Main stone on the front is always exposed to the players, but Fire should be very happy with his map. If a wall off on this side and a wall to the edge here, he has completely safe woodline, 2 completely safe golds. Scout versus scout there. Hello Xerxes, hello Rasty. You two didn't need to come here, I was just playing. In Nikov's base, his second gold is a little bit more exposed. Main gold is also exposed, so Nikov's base not looking quite so good. It's an illusion. Okay Xerxes, no worries. I was just trolling based on the I didn't know he was live, and I was being a good boy Xerxes and putting my status on Discord as streaming, so I was showing that. Cool story, Bob. Yep, I've even been really good all the way through this set, and I've had my OBS switched on and off to record each time. So like editing to put this up on YouTube should be really easy, and it's been a really good set. Follow by snipping that status and pasting it to his useless mod team. I did do that as a joke. There is no obligation for the mod team or anyone to be here. No, you wouldn't do that. Well, I wouldn't joke. I was highlighting to you, Xerxes, that I had done that. I know that you often point out that I haven't. So I've been so good today. But fair enough, see ya. This one's told me I don't have to do something she wanted. She doesn't mean it, does she? I know, Xerxes, I know. Okay, so Byzantines versus Mongols. We should see some fighting for water. Mongols will be at a disadvantage in terms of fire galleys, based on the fact the Byzantines get faster attacks on their fire galleys. I'm also just looking at the fish here. It's reasonably imbalanced. This one should be here in my eyes. Nicov therefore has the 2 in front of his dock, and all of these that are like closest to his side of the pond. Not a big deal, but at this level it can make a difference. Fire is already getting loom, so he'll drop off his food now and should be able to click up. 2 missing. Just a little bit of idle time there, and he is now on his way up. Nicov similarly will be on his way up shortly.
Timo.
18 villagers for Fire, 20 for Nicov. get married, have a couple of kids, retire to Florida and die. Is that too much to ask for? Well, that sounds like a highly ambitious life, Lohab. I love it. Is he going forward? Nikov's going forward. Is he going to go the Byzantines forward, full trash, full towers? That sounds really cool. He's sticking to one dock. Did Fire see that? He definitely didn't react. Didn't come home. So we're going to have a forward barracks. Yeah, you can pretty much cross that last one off the list. That's what I'm most excited for. Oh, Lohab. Fire reaches... I think this is going to completely catch Fire off guard. Nicov can come and just drop a tower in a couple of seconds. That means that Fire can't take stone. Build the range with one villager. Build a tower with the other three. And Nicov can't counter a tower. Hey Theo. How are you? Fire is heading forward with some villagers to go and take the deer. He's going to see that there's only one dock up for Nicov. Did he... scouted the gold. He saw that Nikov's not on gold. So he should know this is coming. Or should know that something is coming. How are you, JBR? I'm doing very well, thank you, Theo. I've had a nice evening casting this so far. It's been a really good set, so I will likely be looking to put this up on YouTube. And then when this does finish, I will be trying to get hold of a guy from Deep Waters Gaming, because we are doing some kind of linking together for his league that should be starting now. Just joined, so probably missed a lot. Yeah, we are on game 5, in fact. But I will be looking to put this set up onto YouTube. I'll probably be rendering it tonight, and I don't think it'll have rendered in time before I go to bed. So I'll be probably uploading tomorrow morning. But yeah, it's been a good set. Nice work from Fire to pull the spearman into his fire galley. He's just going to stone now, so he's going to look to try and continue the towers. Just delay your sheep. Sleep. No, Lohab. I will need sleep. I have work tomorrow. Fire is walling out his second gold. Needs to get those walls up quickly. The scout is going to be in, and Fire is going to sacrifice that scout to try and get the gate started. It's on 18 HP. That goes down so fast. And manages to get the villagers across, so the army will stay out for the time being. I hope that he's going to use these villagers to sneak out to gold somewhere. So we have a range and a stable here for Fire. Still hasn't dropped his defensive tower. He's got one that he can build. The villager there being chased by the spearman, and it should get killed. It's on 3 HP, 2 HP, and it dies. Fun fact, Bosnia has a pyramid depending on who you ask. What? Those villagers are... yeah, okay. They get stopped. That puts in Visoko. That's cool, Lohab. It's a good stat. I like that. couple of scouts forward for fire. Not using them at the moment. There is a tower going up for Nicov on the wood line, and fire only just reacts now. He was a bit short of the wood he needs. It's nice, just googled it. That's cool. Fire is taking gold over here. Does Nicov know about that? He is going to find it now. That's some good map awareness from Nicov. He sees that there's no deer here, finds the gold, and finds the villagers. This is rough for Nicov. For fire. I don't know how fire copes with this. He's got a couple of scouts running around. There is a couple of spearmen. One of them dies, but the stone mine has been walled in, and Nicov forces the first defensive tower down from fire and just shifts across to this side. It will deny the stone. That villager will just make it back. Tower goes up on the stone. Fire just trying to mine what he can. You guys should be kind of... What do you mean? Xerxes, I've been chatting to Sapate all evening. He's been here for ages. And is here fairly often, actually, so I chat to him quite a lot. Well, sorry, my apologies. I shouldn't assume gender. I chat to them quite a lot. Although it's Serpate, so it implies male. Well, the streamers always think everything about them. Yeah, I know. Arrogance. Yeah, guy. Yeah, I should assume based on Sir. It's, yeah, implied. Okay. Nicov, I was just thinking, should be walling these towers in. Fire gone and dropped a tower down in the south on his main, on his additional gold. Frank was around, Lohab. Oh, Mrs. BR is an absolute hero. I can smell fajitas cooking downstairs. Mr. Sir, are you pate or pate? I assume that's the pronunciation we're going for there, Xerxes. Okay, what does fire do here? Nicov closer to the feudal age. He's dropping a market now. He's just walling up the front of his base. He's come back off stone, so he stopped his tower aggression. He is just in the process of dropping outposts across the map. Pater. Okay. I know how I'm a cat. What is this villager going to do? He can't drop a tower down here because it would be in the range of this one. Nicov is on the way to Castle Age. Oh, I'm so excited for these fajitas. Hey, Di. I might need to take a 5-minute break between this game finishing and my stuff with Deep Water Gaming in a minute. Yeah, very excited for them. Mrs. BR is an absolute hero and cooking them downstairs. I can just smell it now. Damn, JBR, you're making me hungry, bastard. Sorry, Xerxes. But yeah, very excited for that. Archers and skirmishers being chased away at the front, but there are some spearmen defensively for Nicov. Fire, you smell it too. Fair enough, Nessalami. Yeah, Fire's going to be in a rough position here. He isn't able to click up yet. Might be able to balance a little bit. Do you still intend on casting my games? Yeah, I was going to do that on Thursday now, Theo. You said you weren't available tonight. But yeah, I definitely will. Serpa, a girl finish name. Ooh, don't know. I'll scavenge food. So yeah, Theo, that'll be on Thursday, as I said. I've got a game for the Nicov co-op thing with Mangamel, and then I'll be casting that and just looking at some tips for you and your friend, if that's okay, Theo. So we have a knight forward from Nicov. Nicov has now reached castle age. What does fire do in response? Hasn't researched bloodlines. He's got 2 stables, so maybe he's just going to add a couple of camels. Without bloodlines, though. He's got the resources. He could have researched it. But I think instead he's going to go for crossbow and needs more. Yeah, good defense from fire there. Got 1 exposed villager. Good squad. Nice work. Scouts trying to dive on the TC, but there's camels now out. Okay, your schedule said around 18 hours starting. I'll be able to join around 90 GMT. It's still fine. Big thanks anyway. I've informed my friend as well. Maybe he can join too. That'd be cool. Yeah, that probably works quite well. I think I'm actually now going to be starting at 17 GMT for this tournament game. So when that's finished, I'll go through your game. Where did I hear the crossbows? Can't see them. I'm being blind, aren't I? Okay, so they've gone forward already. Okay, so we got some knights heading forward for fire. 2 seconds. Okay, great, Theo. Cheers. Hey, Francesco. Lohab, Francesco's here. We have a little sneak in this corner. I love that. But Nicov does see it. Okay. Nicov sees that it's there. So there's no quality options, but amazing today. I don't think the only quality option is amazing. I think the only quality option is pretty good. Xerxes here. Mods have the right to eat too. I'm not saying they can't. What did Matthew say? Expecting Xerxes to do mod work. It's like expecting a dog not to eat delicious snack in front of it. I am definitely taking a 10-minute break after this game to go and eat myself. So, and then I'll be doing some stuff with Deep Waters Gaming. Okay, so the Knights and Camels coming all the way home. Fire is doing really well here. Like, the score, I think, is a little deceptive, and I think that's largely down to the fishing ships. The streamers had the right tweet. Damn it, Nasalami, I thought you were on my side. So we have the tower defensively, and Nicov is going to try to defend with redemption for his monks. He's adding a siege workshop now. And villagers are coming forward. Mining camp? Or that's ballsy to be right in the center of the map with just a mining camp. So the tower goes down. Knights are going to loop back round this way and probably dive in. Was it so close? My heart is pounding. Yeah, this is a tight game. 60 versus 81 military. There is going to be a TC there. Still feels a little exposed. Monks defensively. There's no bloodline still, but armor and attack upgrades. Sanctity now coming in for the monks, so they'll just last a bit longer. Be able to take a shot to the face from the Mongols. Some good map vision here for Nicov. Although exposed villager there, that should die to the knights. Light cav on the way in now for fire. They're going to dive on the mangonel. Monks trying to chase down the knights for conversions. And there's going to be a fight here. Good mangonel micro from Nicov, although loses the second time round. The knights and camels loop away. Scouts trying to dive on the scorpions. And we've got engagement there. Camels versus knights and a camel. Waiting for the spearmen to come and help. And there's going to be a TC going up for Nicov. Fire had the spearmen moving with the knights, so it just slowed them down a little bit. So they're not going to manage to get in. Got skirmishers, elite skirm coming in defense for Nicov. And Nicov, heavily on stone, going to be looking to add a castle very soon. Fire, on the other hand, is looking close to the Imperial Age. The spearmen getting battered down by villagers and a knight. Fishboom is huge, but yeah. Yeah. Spin there. So the ram's going to clear up all of the towers that Nicov had forward, and all the houses and the palisades and everything, give Fire access to his resources again. And he's then going to go on to stone, add some castles, and look to get to into Mangadai. Where's your command? Yeah, pretty much that. And Light Cav trying to run in and deciding against it. And there is the defensive castle coming up now for Nicov. Just an idle time. I feel like Nicov is just shifting and reassigning his hills non-stop. Yeah, maybe so. He's got a monk in there. He had a load of villagers forward as well at one point die, so the mangonel and the monk go down. 4 conversions come in. He's going to lose a second monk. That was a rough engagement for Fire, and Nicov able to click up using the Byzantine cheaper up to Imperial Age. Fire up just behind him. Fire should be able to add a castle fairly soon. He is on stone. I think he may have just bought that. That surely is too ballsy. That I don't like. That relies on you being able to outmass your opponent in terms of siege trebuchets. I really don't like that. I think Fire's expecting the fact that he hits him first. Yeah. He should remember he's playing Byzantines though. Okay, so both players getting wheelbarrow. Bodkin on the way for Nicov. That will... No, the castles won't be able to range each other. There's a fish boom, so ideally it's not a wrong thought. Yeah, but just how cheap the Byzantine Imperial Age is. I feel he shouldn't be making that assumption. So Ram's just going to clean up the palisades. I'd like the Rams forward to try and take down this castle as well, or at least contribute to it. Another TC here is probably not going to be seen by the Knights, because Knights have a horrendous line of sight. Also, since when do Mongols build castles forward anyway? I agreed. Since he's doing it just entirely for Trebuchet. Nicov hasn't queued Trebuchet. Nikov's... That is an error. Unless he's got an army sneaking around that's just going to suddenly wipe out everything of... That is massive. He's 30% behind on the Trebs. Second castle straight away from Fire. Fire's going to have 2 Trebs out. And it's now Bloodlines Knights versus non-Bloodlines. So second castle, add a Trebuchet straight away. Where am I hearing deaths? Okay, Knights on the Stone Miners. There's a camel here now for Fire, so we should clean that up. And the treble has started, but it's 2 castle production versus 1. Fire deletes his mangonel before it can go down to be or get converted. So Repairville's coming forward. The Knights will clean up these forward production. There's more villagers going onto stone. He needs more. Oh, Fire! Sending that Treb forward like that. Manages to escape, I think. Oh, he loses it. That is an oof. A little raid there from the crossbows. Get a few Vil picks on the wood line. Illumination? What's the ratio in camels versus knights? 1 camel, 2 camels. So 1 camel, 3 knights for Fire, 2 camels for Nicov. But I don't think that matters at the moment. I think this decides it all. And imagine if Fire had that 1 extra treb. That castle would be down already. It's gone down now. Needs to dive out and take down the bombard cannon. Otherwise he's going to lose his castle anyway. The camels dive out for... Castle's going to stay up. Scorpion mistakenly diving forward. Villagers not able to repair it. So castle goes down and Trebs are going to pull back. But he can build another castle there. That will maintain that forward pressure. Stables being added. Heavy... He doesn't have the food economy for Hussar yet. In regular battles, I mean. I don't know with certainty, Theo. 1-to-1, I think a Bloodline Knight will win against a non-Bloodline Camel. Okay. So... Fire is now able to use his castles for Mangonite production. He hasn't got ballistics, he hasn't got any armor upgrades. I didn't see whether he had chemistry. Just going to reshift his positioning to try and shoot down the Trebs. Does 1 camel kill 2 knights? No. Okay, so no chemistry yet, no ballistics, no elites, probably no thumb ring. Yeah, if those fires were galleys, that would be... That is a misplay. Mangadai coming in. They can't dive with the number of skirms there. There is heavy camels out. Treb goes down to Trebs from fire. A couple of camels there. The fire galleys can't dive in still. There's too much army there. And Fire's base is just wide open. He needs to migrate everything fast. He is adding light cav. He is recognizing that the army's pushed forward, so he's going to go counter. That TC will probably go up, but it will go down straight away to the bombard cannons. And the knights and Mangadai is now taking out the camels, but camels are a decent counter to Mangadai in enough numbers. Yeah, so the camel's cheaper to produce, so like, and even cheaper again for Byzantines. Where did the knights go? There's one there. That knight could get a bombard cannon kill. Nikov's one bombard cannon is firing to try and kill the knight. And Fire is forced to run home with his hussar to clear this up. They're going to pick off all the monks. And that's a lot of Vil kills. Rushing down another TC. He needs the Mangadai here with the hussar. And still non-elite Mangadai. One bombard cannon survived. There's two more at home. This game still feels very finely balanced. Where's the Mangadai gone? He needs them. They have patrolled into the... So scouts into camel is actually pretty good. Only if your opponent isn't going archers or ranged units in general. If it's against ranged units, camels are really bad. So we now have bombard cannons taking down the castles. The hussar try and dive on the bombard cannons. They're probably going to go down to the Arbalest too quickly. Might get one. And the Mangadai now can engage as well. But with the skirms there, the Mangadai will die. They're going to try and dive on the bombard cannon and then pull back. And they're not. Oh, that's a mistake. Although there's now hussar coming in. Losing the Mangadai mass at the front. There, at his base. His Fire's run out of stone. I think this now snowballs out of control. Takes out the bombard cannon with a Treb. He's going to lose one of his Trebs, or both of his Trebs to the camels. He's going to take down a lot of camels with it though. Having to buy stone, and he now cleans up this push at his base, although there's camels on the left hand side. Ooh, this is looking rough for Fire. Nicov needs to keep up the pressure, not let Fire have enough time to stabilize. I wouldn't even mind see him add some light cav of his own. They're not particularly good for Byzantines. They're missing the last attack upgrade, they're missing bloodlines, but he's got so much food floating, it is still a good raiding unit. Not that there's much here to raid. Instead he's going to use camels. And so Siege Ram going to take down the first castle. As soon as the second castle, it's going to be GG now. I think Nikov's Fire's probably typing. He's got very little production. Actually no, we should see it with Capture H. There it is. Yeah. That was a close set. That unorthodox approach from Nicov there was a really nice move. Put Fire a lot further back. I thought Nicov had thrown it with not producing from that castle when he reached Imperial Age. But the counterattack was really good and forced fire back, and Nicov able to close it out. I'm going to jump to there. We will just look at the statistics screen. Theo, I always heard that cataphracts are not viable for 1v1 or even team game. I don't know what they're like now. They're just really expensive to get into and to produce, so that's why they're considered not viable. Nicov with a positive KD and nearly twice the army, and ahead in almost all of the economy stats. Ooh, that was a really fun set. Nicov progresses to the deciders of the qualifiers this weekend now.